You think Jeff Bezos is richer than King Solomon? Wait until you hear this. The richest man who ever lived died with zero debt, zero enemies, and zero regrets about money. Meanwhile, 78% of modern billionaires will lose their fortunes within 2 generations, and most report being deeply unhappy despite their wealth. What did King Solomon understand about money that Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett are still missing? Here's the shocking truth. Solomon's approach to wealth would make most modern financial advisors laugh. Yet his kingdom prospered for decades, while today's richest people burn through relationships, health, and peace of mind, chasing numbers on a screen. You've been lied to about what it means to be rich. Every day you scroll through social media watching billionaires buy another yacht, another mansion, another company, and you think that's what wealth looks like. But there's a fundamental problem with this picture that's destroying not just your finances, but your life. The modern world has taught you that wealth is about accumulation, about having more, about never being satisfied. And that's exactly why you're stressed about money, why you can't sleep at night thinking about your bank account, and why no matter how much you make, it never feels like enough. But 3,000 years ago, there lived a man who cracked the code on money in a way that no modern billionaire has even come close to understanding. Our mentor stands before us today, and as he opens the ancient texts, he reveals something profound. King Solomon didn't just accumulate wealth, he understood wealth. There's a difference, and it's the difference between being rich and being wise. Solomon once wrote, "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income." Think about that for a moment. The wisest and richest man in history just told you that loving money is a guaranteed path to misery. Yet every modern financial guru tells you to love the game and be passionate about wealth building. Who do you think understood money better? The man who built a kingdom that lasted centuries, or the influencers who burn out after 5 years of hustle culture? First revelation, the wisdom trap. Here's what Solomon knew that modern billionaires don't. Real wealth isn't about having money. It's about money having no power over you. When Elon Musk tweets at 3 a.m. about Dogecoin, he's revealing something Solomon would have recognized instantly. He's enslaved to his wealth, not the master of it. Solomon had more gold than anyone in history, yet he wrote extensively about the dangers of loving money. Modern billionaires have less than Solomon did, but they're completely consumed by getting more. They've fallen into what our mentor calls the wisdom trap. They know how to make money, but they have no idea how to live with it. The ancient text tells us that people from all over the world came to hear Solomon's wisdom and see his wealth. But here's the key detail most people miss. They came for the wisdom first, and the wealth was simply a byproduct. Today's billionaires put wealth first and wonder why wisdom eludes them. Second revelation, the relationship paradox. Solomon understood something that destroys most wealthy people today. Money amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous. If you're greedy, money makes you more greedy. If you're wise, money makes you wiser. If you're a fool, money makes you a bigger fool. Look at the divorce rates among billionaires. Look at how many wealthy families are torn apart by inheritance disputes. Look at how isolation and paranoia plague the ultra-rich. They accumulated wealth but never learned how to handle the responsibility that comes with it. Solomon, on the other hand, used his wealth to strengthen relationships, build alliances, and create lasting peace. His wealth served a purpose beyond himself. Modern billionaires often find that their wealth isolates them, creates enemies, and destroys the very relationships that money was supposed to enhance. The difference? Solomon saw wealth as a tool for wisdom and service. Modern billionaires see wealth as the goal itself. Third revelation, the peace principle. Here's something that will revolutionize how you think about money. Solomon's greatest achievement wasn't his gold or his palaces. It was peace. His kingdom was so prosperous and well managed that neighboring nations didn't want to fight him. They wanted to trade with him. Compare this to modern billionaires who live in constant stress, who need security details, who can't trust anyone around them. They have more money than Solomon could have imagined, but they have no peace. They've optimized for accumulation but ignored what wealth is actually for. Our mentor points to an ancient principle that Solomon lived by. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Solomon could sleep peacefully despite having wealth that made him a target, because he understood that true security doesn't come from having more money. It comes from having the right relationship with money. Fourth revelation, the generation test. Solomon built wealth that lasted. His kingdom prospered for generations. Modern billionaires, their wealth rarely survives their grandchildren. Why? Because Solomon built character alongside capital. He built wisdom alongside wealth. He built systems that could outlast him. Today's wealthy focus on making money fast and spending money faster. They optimize for the quarterly report, not the generational impact. They build companies that die with them, create wealth that fragments when they're gone, and leave behind financial empires that crumble because they never taught anyone else how to think about money the way they did. Solomon, however, left behind more than gold. He left behind a way of thinking about wealth that influenced civilization for thousands of years. His writings about money are still changing lives today, while most modern billionaires will be forgotten within decades of their deaths. Fifth revelation, the contentment. Seek the most dangerous lie about money is that more will make you happy. Solomon tested this theory better than anyone in history. He had everything: unlimited wealth, hundreds of wives, the finest food, the most beautiful buildings, power over vast territories. And his conclusion? Meaningless, meaningless, everything is meaningless. But here's what most people miss about that famous quote. Solomon wasn't depressed about life. He was liberated about money. He tested the limits of what wealth could provide, and he discovered its boundaries. This freed him to pursue what actually mattered. Modern billionaires are still trapped in the experiment Solomon completed thousands of years ago. They're still trying to find happiness through accumulation, still thinking the next billion will be the one that brings satisfaction. Solomon already proved it won't. Sixth revelation, the service strategy. Solomon's wealth strategy was simple: create value for others, and wealth will follow. His kingdom became the trading hub of the ancient world because he focused on building something that served everyone, not just himself. He didn't extract wealth from his people, he created conditions where everyone could prosper. Modern billionaires often extract value from society, paying minimum wage while taking maximum profits, creating products that addict rather than serve, building wealth by making others poorer. They've confused wealth creation with wealth extraction. Solomon understood that true wealth comes from making everyone around you richer, not from making yourself rich at everyone else's expense. His approach created sustainable wealth because it was based on value creation, not value capture. Now you understand why Solomon was better with money than any modern billionaire. It wasn't because he had more, though he did. It wasn't because he was smarter, though he was. It was because he understood what money was for. Money, to Solomon, was a tool for wisdom, service, peace, and generational impact. Money, to modern billionaires, is often just a way to keep score in a game they can never win. The question isn't whether you'll ever have Solomon's wealth. The question is whether you'll adopt Solomon's wisdom about wealth. Because here's the truth our mentor wants you to understand. You can have Solomon's relationship with money starting today, regardless of how much money you currently have. Start thinking like Solomon about money. Ask yourself, is my pursuit of wealth creating peace or anxiety in my life? Am I building something that will outlast me or just accumulating stuff? Am I using money to serve others or am I serving money? Solomon's wealth principles weren't complex, but they were profound. He understood that how you think about money determines whether money becomes your servant or your master. He understood that real wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by what you don't need. He understood that the goal isn't to have enough money to buy anything, but to have enough wisdom to want the right things. The wisest and richest man in history left you a simple test. Can you be content with what you have while working toward what you want? Can you pursue wealth without letting wealth pursue you? Can you accumulate money without letting money accumulate power over you? If you can answer yes to these questions, you're already richer than most billionaires. If you can't, then all the money in the world won't make you wealthy in the way that actually matters. King Solomon mastered money by refusing to let money master him. Modern billionaires accumulate money but remain enslaved to the need for more. Which path will you choose? If this video made you rethink what true wealth means, share it with someone trapped in the money chase. Leave a comment below. What does real wealth look like to you? Your answer might change someone's life. The wisdom is ancient, but the choice is yours today.